I'm back early with the Chronicles of George update. I know it's a little bit mean for me to leave it on a cliffhanger, especially since I had some information, but I needed to keep you guys wanting a little bit more. And as this woman says, this series is the best thing on TikTok right now. Hope the boss is okay. So let's see what is going on with the boss. I asked Miss Sassy if her boss knew what was going on as far as this series goes, and this is her answer. She says, no, he doesn't use social media like that. Sidebar, he's a successful millionaire business owner. That's why I laugh at these dudes online bragging about their six figures and whatnot. It's BS. I learned from my boss no person of considerable wealth and status brags about it on social media. Rappers get paid to do it. It's literally part of their image. Outside of that, no. Just dropping that gem for the next time an ashy dude jumps in your comments and claims he's got money like that. He's most likely lying. So that's just her sidebar. Now for the update. She says, so right now my boss is laying in the ER, foot elevated. Nothing is broken. Thank goodness. Very badly injured / bruised. Still is going to have to wear an ace bandage and one of those little boots or thing with the Velcro. Can't wear a shoe yet. He is pissed. He's telling me the story like I didn't hear some of it already. I have to act surprised. He's cursing up a storm and talking about how badly George needs therapy and how George should be committed to an inpatient program. He hasn't been released yet. And remember, y'all, all of this happened Monday night. I was just holding back from y'all yesterday. So just keep that in mind. She says, in conclusion, for today, I stayed in the ER until my boss's wife arrived. She and I talked, and she joked with her husband that he would be as useful as George for a couple of weeks, and we all laugh. She says to me, he's been a lazy lump for as long as I can remember. His wife did everything for him. His daughters used to do everything until they moved out. I can tell they couldn't wait to get out of that house. She told me how George makes fun of his oldest daughter's husband for helping her out because they're a pretty progressive couple. He despises the fact that his middle daughter is a lesbian and the youngest wants to remain child-free and won't marry a man who already has kids or wants them. She said the wives in the friend circle teased George that he made his daughters that way just to watch him get mad. I don't know why he's mad. Obviously, these daughters are like, nope, I don't want a man like my daddy. That is understandable. I understand. Okay, but this is the part that gets me. Yet and still, they feel bad George and Evelyn are divorcing, but they understand why. The fact that women still have so much compassion for him, they know that George is not good for her, but they still want them to stay together. We have got to move away from that. Women deserve better, and women have got to stop having such soft feelings for men getting the houses that they create, that have to lay in the beds that they make. We have got to move away from that. Watching this situation unfold has made the other husbands in their friend circle more attentive and appreciative, she said. A scared straight program, and we laughed. I mean, laughed. My boss is on crutches for now. What a day. Here's a good place for an intermission and my commercial break. I have a book out and available, Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, a petty self-help guide. It's available at bourbonbougieshop.com. Avoid a George. Get this book, Ashy Men Will Make You Fat, a petty self-help guide at bourbonbougieshop.com. Now, let's get back into this episode. So Miss Sassy wanted to give us a little bit more about George. She says, I just want you to know that I started working with George in 2019. I had no idea he was like this or what kind of husband he was. He actually bragged about what an amazing wife he had. So at that point, for the sake of the series and because this is becoming a sitcom of sorts, I'm like, what does he look like? Just describe it. And then I said, can Mr. Fabulous in his extra fabulosity describe him as well? So she let me know that she will get Mr. Fabulous to give a take. But she says George was a fairly attractive older man. Salt and pepper hair and beard, dressed nice, neat and tidy. Since Evelyn left, not so much. Apparently, yesterday he was one step away from looking homeless. Okay, so obviously that made me laugh. So that's me laughing at the bottom. But what this situation highlights to me is the benefit that these men get simply by having a woman in the household. Even if he is barely tolerating her and stepping out, that side piece, that mistress, is benefiting from having a woman in the household. Even if he's not stepping out, when he is going into work and complaining about his life and his wife, he is still able to do all of that and keep himself together because he has a wife in the home. And this woman who is sticking and staying for whatever reason is still probably the one doing the laundry, setting up the appointments, washing the dishes, preparing meals, picking up the clutter on the floor. So that is where this George piece is ending. I think I'm gonna give you guys just a tidbit more. Hold on. Apparently, Evelyn talks to the middle daughter's wife. And for right now, she's calling her Dee Dee. So this is what she said. She said, I had an interesting conversation with Dee Dee. That's what I'll call George's daughter's wife. Her name starts with a D. She reached out to me and asked, was I there at George's house last night? I said, just our boss. He's probably still laid up on painkillers. I don't go in until this evening for a viewing. Remember, this is all set in a funeral home. I don't go in until this evening for a funeral. I'm here now. This was a few hours ago. Dee Dee said, what the F happened? I told her what I know. She said she went over to George's house to clean up the damn yard. I remember what you said about women needing to stop swooping in and save men like George. I told her that. She says she refuses to let George make her into a person like him. I think so. That's where Dee Dee wants to be a bigger person. She wants to swoop in and help clean up, despite the fact despite the fact that George has called her an abomination. She still wants to go clean up the damn yard. Please stop doing this. I wish women would stop having this much compassion and let these dudes clean up the messes that they have created. I am going to leave this commentary here because I do need to have a cliffhanger to keep you guys engaged in this story. But we will go into what happened with the conversation with Dee Dee, what she actually did after Miss Sassy told her that women have got to step back and allow these men to clean up after themselves. So stay tuned.